Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be taking you through Lightroom on a few items that literally saved me about 60 minutes in overall editing, whether it was a lifestyle package, a wedding package, or just some overall portraits. This is the new Lightroom update. I believe it was updated in October of 2022, and it is using AI to identify things. So I'm going to take you through the most common features that I use so that you can see how fast it is to edit. So let's dive right in. As you can see on the screen, this is a picture of me. It's at a cafe and just want to take you through the editing process. So I'm going to go up here and hit develop. As you can see, I do have my presets on the sides, and then I got all my editing tools open. This is just the way I like it. I know people like to close down windows as they go. First things first, I definitely like to square up and crop the photo so that it actually looks even. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to crop that up, rule of thirds. I want to make sure that I am directly in the middle of this pillar here, and let's lock and get that loaded. Second thing is I like to apply my preset. So I'm going to add my preset. And of course, it's a little dark here, so we're gonna bring up the exposure. Starting to look a little bit better here. Now, the fun starts. For me, there's a couple things I look at when I go to edit a portrait in itself. I'm looking at making maybe a few touch-ups, soften the skin a little bit, but maybe I also wanna brighten up the overall picture. In the past, if you are not familiar with it, this was kind of a pain. Most photographers had to click on this edit button, hit a brush, and then paint over all of the sections that needed to be touched up. So Lightroom got really creative and created this new feature. By using this, I promise you, it will save you so much time. I basically broke it down and it was saving me like 5 minutes or more per photo. This is a really great thing to learn and understand, especially if you're a beginner and you're new to Lightroom. As you can see down here on the bottom right hand part of the screen, you can see it says person number 1. If I were to click this person, you can see it gives me a list of items: face skin, body skin, eyebrows, and it actually follows through with what item is highlighted. So depending on how you're wanting to edit and what pieces that you want to touch on as far as brightening up or adding a brush layer or softening the skin, you would click on these features and then allow that mask to be created. So for example, I'm gonna go face skin and I'm gonna go body skin. And then I'm gonna come down here and create the mask. Now, what this will do is as you can see, it highlights me and I'm a red blob. The easiest way for me to now touch up my skin, come down here and I can go soften skin light. This is just a custom one I did, so it's not too overpowering. And boom, that feature has now been applied. The other piece that I really like to do is be able to brighten up the subject, make sure that that subject stands out. So again, I can go up here and now I can just hit select subject, and look how crazy this is. This is wild. It selects the entirety of me. And if you even look down here into the bottom right side of the screen, it does a pretty good job of capturing my sweet, beautiful arm hair. In this section here, I'm gonna go ahead. I have a exposure negative dehaze that I'm gonna add here. And this is gonna brighten me up. Now this I can, obviously brighten myself up quite a bit, or I can bring it back down. But due to exposure here, I'm gonna say this is a perfect setting. To make your subject pop even more, to make this very easy, you can go back up here, create new mask. You can add select background, and boom, it's going to circle up around the subject. You have the entire background in focus now. And again, it even goes through my sweet, beautiful arm hair. So now I can take my cursor and I can start to bring the exposure down just so it highlights me a little bit more. And if I wanted to bring the shadows down, and now I can get creative however I want. And that's the beauty of using this AI. It is so quick and easy to do so. Boom, that photo is done. I can move on to the next. And just for all of you landscape photographers out there, I got this sweet picture of the Colosseum, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is for you to do the same kind of concept. In this one, obviously we don't have people, so we gotta start with the actual subject, sky, or background. So in this case, I'm gonna start with, again, straightening it up, which it did not work. Sometimes Lightroom just doesn't understand where you want to straighten things up. So I'm gonna leave it as is. Come over here, apply my preset. To kick things off, here we go. I'm gonna select my subject and it's gonna grab the Colosseum. Boom. Now I can just focus on editing that Coliseum. If I needed to make any touch-ups or erase things, then I can go in, I can subtract this, I can hit a brush, I can start to brush things out if I don't want things added in there, which is great. But for this case, I'm gonna warm it up just slightly, bring that to the color of what I think the Coliseum looks like. Maybe I'm gonna brighten that one up just a little bit so it stands out, and I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? So I'm gonna create a new mask. I'm gonna go to select sky. Let's see what happens here, because it's basically all the background. Boom. I think that does a really good job. So as you can see, you can start to get creative with it. You could bring down the shadows of the sky. You could bring up the contrast, make it a little bit more moody. Depending on what you do, you can have some fun with that. So that's it. I really wanted to bring you into this YouTube video because these quick tips here literally have saved me so much time in my editing process that I think it would be unfair not to bring that up and share it with all of you. Have fun out there shooting. Make some great edits. Have a great one.